I'm sorry, I apologise. I had a problem with the internet. Well, I don't know. What was the problem with the internet?
I don't know. I still not figured it out, but the Wi-Fi hotspot here in HQ
isn't very hot.
Just, yeah, it's a sort of
chilly,
moderately warm spot. It just doesn't. It seems to drop every 48 hours or so. It just like loses the internet connection. I have to turn it on and off, and it comes back on. I don't know why it does that.
It loses the will to live.
And I thought it was something to do with the Ethernet connector that plugs into the back of it, and I replaced the plug, the Ethernet plug, but that doesn't seem to have helped. So I might try changing the Ethernet plug at the other end, see if that makes any difference. If not, I'm just stumped. Yeah.
I think I can't work it out either.
No. I can't. Just it's weird.
Yeah, doesn't work.
The way to if you look at that thing there, and it's got a yellow light, it means you need to unplug that white box, plug it back in, and unplug that and plug it back in, and then it'll work.
But that's not normal.
It's not normal, Darren, but it's just turning things on, off and on, which is actually quite normal to get them to work. But best that I can do. I never signed up for this job.
Well, I didn't either because I'm not the IT expert. You might have noticed.
It's hot in here.
It is hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's because the heating's on.
No, it's not. I
Yeah,
turned it off.
This bar is blowing warm air. You need to put the thing down.
You need to put the AC on. All sorters.
Yeah.
So it is like Totes Wednesday. It is Wednesday, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. It is Wednesday, and it's been a lovely day. It's been very busy. And Carlene's doing fine, just still taking a bit of time to get her dilantin levels down. Must try harder. And she's working her way through that. I think she's coming home next Tuesday, which will be lovely. So that gives you an idea of, you know, where she's kind of sitting at the moment. We'll take that from there, and we'll work towards that as a goal. There's some work that's been finished off in her house. They have created the hayloft doors. Are they mine?
Yeah, I brought them down.
Thank you. I thought you were going to steal them. They've created the hayloft doors, so Nick took some pictures, so I'll post them online.
It's really nice the way they've done it. It's like, it's almost invisible, isn't it?
I know, an invisible door. It's like a secret hayloft door. So that's super. And
which means the guys come and deliver the hay probably won't be able to find it, and then we'll stick it on the ground. Yeah.
Yes, these things are sent to try us. And the barn's really coming together. There's going to be a lot of tidy up outside. We've got tree branches down. We've got sand from when we put sand down on the driveway. There's leaves. There's, you name it, we've got it. And there's so many building bits and pieces. It's like a total detritus job.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of doors that I think we're not going to use.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get rid of or store for another day.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you can't get rid of that stuff until you finish the job and absolutely confirm that you don't need it. You know, especially with these barn doors have been quite complicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like finding ones that fit and then getting all the pieces to hang them. And I hadn't realised like the hardware for hanging those things is not cheap.
No, because it has to, they're so heavy. And to allow them to run smoothly, they obviously have to be on the level, and they have to have, but they're not a standard length. So the big runner tube that they go into, we're having to join two together. So you need a smooth connector so that it doesn't go ba-dump and down.
Yeah, like it did before.
Like it did before, because over time that's really what stops your door hanging and running properly. So It also needs little rollers on the ground to keep it vertical, as opposed to sort of like swinging it out. So there's just lots of little bits and pieces that we're fine tuning to make the operation as long lived and as economical time wise.
But the objective is that you no longer have to be like one of those big Swedish guys who pulls along trucks with their teeth. You know, is it
To
World's
open the
Strongest
barn
Man
door.
competition to open the barn door.
Yeah.
Give yourself a hernia while you're doing
I
it.
know. Although I will tell you, it's quite useful having heavy barn doors, because then the blinking goats and things can't go for a wander in the middle of the night.
I'm not sure they won't just see it as a challenge.
Yeah, well, that's true. They'd probably just go and get other friends.
Yeah,
Anyway,
more goats.
More goats. We don't need any more goats. Less goats. Less goats. So that would be absolutely fantastic. There's just a lot. There's a lot going on. It's constant. Every day brings other challenges that you weren't really anticipating, and so there's a lot of moving pieces. And I'm not just talking about doors. So it's all going in the right direction. And we're getting there, and the animals are all happy, and that's all that matters, really. So, Carlene's doing her best to get back on her feet and up and at it. The weather has been really quite delightful, so that's lovely. Dimitri came back this morning, so it wasn't anybody was leaving, it was Dimitri was returning. He went to a home with a resident donkey and another animal, and he really didn't, well, he did settle, but the dynamic in that little herd was off. And the really phenomenal lady who was taking extremely great care of him, she decided that he was better coming back. So he has come back, and he's always welcome back because he's quite a lovely donkey, and he will just, he's actually our expert runner, believe it or not. This is a donkey that was selected as probably the best runner in the Burro race, so that's good.
Did he run with
No, but the mules ran with the 2 marathon runners, but
no, who with
was it with Leslie's sister?
no, I thought he ran with I'm just dropping names, I can't remember names now.
Okay.
The Colorado folks.
He might have done. Yes,
Yeah.
in fact, he might have done, because I think well, he must have run with Amber because
not Brad.
because Ben ran with
Ben.
with
Well,
Arthur.
Ben ran with Arthur. Didn't
Yeah.
he?
So he was highlighted as being probably our best prospect for superb running. So he has come back, and I can only say to the lady who had him, thank you very much for taking such wonderful care of him. She was very upset leaving him, but you know what? These things, you just have to try it and see and work out what's best for you, best for your herd, and best for the individual animal. So he's back home for a while. He's probably going to be quite surprised that Lucy and Luigi are not here, because he was part of their team. So that'll be a big
Is he
change for him.
buddies with
Lucy and Luigi, yeah.
He wasn't buddies with my brain's not working today with Arthur.
Yeah, everybody gets on with Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur's just a big social donkey. So that's good. So that's lovely to have him back. And Wallace, I think last night he was working with Noel, and this evening he's going to be working with Humility. So that should be 6 o'clock or around about. So that will be good fun. And then anything else happening today?
I don't think so.
I've done evening chores.
Brad has been working on gates.
Yes, he's making gates. I put a video up online
Yeah, I
showing
saw
them
that,
how
yeah.
he makes them, because they're handmade, and which is really super, because this is going to come as a great surprise. Our gate openings are not standard size, so there. So he's making non-standard size gates for us. I've been to do evening chores in Meredith, which was just lovely. And everybody's doing really
Oh, I
nicely
finished
over there.
putting together the wood store.
Oh, did you? Yeah, no. You just tightened the screws.
Not quite, darling. I took all the screws back out because you hadn't done it right. But I didn't want to say that you kind of put yourself in that one.
Why didn't I do it right?
Well, you put the washers on the top, and the washers are all supposed to go in the bottom because it makes the gap uneven, and then the legs stand off the ground, which is why the legs were up in the air in the middle and stuff.
Oh, do you know what the moral of that story is?
Get your husband to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only reason I went to build that wood store yesterday was because the cardboard box had disintegrated when it came out of the ice. And I was worried we'd lose all the pieces.
Yeah.
So
what I discovered as well was, in order to put the cover on, you actually have to put some wood on it.
Ugh.
So we're going to have to put some wood on it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, it would look nicer with wood on it.
Yeah, well, then at least
I thought it'd go on the porch.
Oh, no. I don't put seats on the porch.
Well, there's nowhere else it can go.
Ugh.
It's quite long.
That's why I didn't think we should put it into a tripler. I think it should just be a doubler.
A doubler.
Yeah, because you can actually do that.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
I tell ya.
We'll maybe do that next year. When we haven't used the wood store again.
we managed all year without it, and now all of a sudden, since the weather's got better, we built it. Obviously, it was a poor effort on my part, but if you'd done it yourself the first time, it would have been fine. See, just trying to help you along, and yeah, so that's good to know. Good to know it's been done professionally. Yeah,
I was very jealous of Bow's new tool.
Is that a router?
No, that's a drill press.
Oh,
It's a drill press he had. He borrowed my router, which is a tiny little router. It's not really a very heavy duty router for doing fine work. And I think he realised it was taking him forever to get it done. So he went and got a drill press. Yeah, I've always wanted one of those.
Yeah. Oh, well, there we are. That's really...
I wouldn't have any idea what to do with it, but Bow does.
Yeah.
He's very good.
So, it's all busy. Very busy. Right. Have you got any... Oh, we've got one box. One box. Will you hold that, darling? Oh! And this is from Tammy. Where's my thingy? Oh.
The thingamacobber, what's it?
Yeah, it's not in there, is it?
The whatchamacallit?
Yeah. Thingamajig. That's not it either. There it is. I knew that.
The do-lally. What do you call it?
Didgeridoo. Oh! And this is, Tammy has very kindly sent us twin sheets. Well, that's what it says on the outside of the box. Ah. Ha ha! And the twin sheets are to be used for the dog beds. Oh my gosh.
This is very well wrapped.
Oh my golly. Hang on a minute. Oh. Rightio.
I didn't know Chewy did sheets.
It says enjoy the pups. Enjoy the sheets, pups. Oh, and they're clean. That'll be the last time they're clean, I can tell you. Ah. And they are clean because they smell very fresh and lovely. That's absolutely super. Thank you very much, Tammy. So there's a nice. Oh, and they're very calming colours. Thank you. So twin sheets for the dogs. That's wonderful.
Is that for the bed out there?
Yeah, for that bed there. Oh, that will be super. And yeah, we'll need to get that made up. Okay. Did you keep the questions?
Yeah. Is the doggy door put in yet?
No. Probably because we don't have it yet.
Yeah. Did I tell you what I thought about the doggy door?
No.
I think you need to put it on the main door, on the big door, and not poke a hole in the wall.
What door? The
Well-
glazed door?
No, I think you need to get a whole different door there.
Why?
Because if you had a door there that opens out, like just a normal door, but a normal door with a doggy door in it,
Right.
yeah? Because
Right.
otherwise you have to cut a hole in the foundation to go out.
That's not the foundation, that's above the foundation. You just put it up a step for big dogs. So you see where the ledge is
I know, but
on the wall?
we covered the hole up.
It doesn't matter.
I just think that's a better solution.
You can discuss that with Janine.
I already did.
What'd she say?
I don't think she listened. I think she had too much going on at the time.
Next!
Roger Reed is requesting that we have the Wanda cam that goes on Wanda all the time.
I actually think you should put a GoPro on a harness on Wanda.
Round her neck.
And no, a GoPro on a harness, you know, on her back.
Yeah.
And then you could see
Yeah,
where
yeah.
she goes for her Wanda adventures, because she's always in things.
That would be good fun to do.
Yeah.
Maybe not every day, but
No, because then we'd be dizzy.
we could
Yeah.
do that. Yeah,
could
might get in
indeed.
trouble.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
The other thing you could do, Roger, is you could put one of those GPS things on her, so we could see where she is at all times.
Yes.
Was it Dimitri returned today? I think we
It
answered
was.
that.
It was indeedy. He's actually now called Oliver, believe it or not. So we need to settle on a name.
Will I run with Elvis in the next Donkey Derby? I have decided that I only ever run the Donkey Derby with Elvis. Yeah? If Elvis ain't there, I'm not doing it. So, yes, I will. I promise. As long as I'm still up to it. Yeah? Shorten the firewood stand. Why would we do that?
Because it's enormous.
Oh, I thought you meant height-wise. I mean,
No, the
yeah,
length.
yeah.
It's like a tripping hazard.
Where was Sizzle last night? Remember we
Oh,
lost
she
her?
was just in the back behind the swing set.
Was she on Puppy Hill?
Yeah, just behind the swing set.
Okay. Apparently we're eye candy.
If it's edible, I'll take it.
Sarah Dunlap says we're eye candy and we're such a delightful couple. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very.
Does that mean we're good? Does that mean we're good looking?
Well, no. I think
No?
actually that's probably the nicest thing anybody's said about us.
How are the rabbits?
Oh, they're lovely. They're enormous. And they're just getting bigger and bigger. They're absolutely super. They get their main dinner with all their little sides. It's like a poke bowl for rabbits. So they get their flaked peas, their marigold flowers. They get some sprouted pellets. They get, what else do they have? They have rose hips, because they're very good for them as well. And then they totally and utterly adore that. And then they just lollop out on the ground and go for a snooze.
Yeah, it was so good. It looked so good. I almost had a bowl myself.
That's probably better than what you were going to get at home.
What did we have for dinner last night?
I had a frozen pizza that I had to wait for this one. Had to cook it myself as well.
That's right, and I didn't have dinner
Because
I had
he
a
had-
late lunch and I went to McDonald's,
He had a sneaky McDonald's,
Yeah.
which is disgusting.
which was I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. I had a strawberry shake and everything. We should call the Wanda cam Wandering with Wanda.
Yes, indeed.
Wandaing with Wanda. Is Gwen still here?
Yes, she is. She is. She's in it with her mummy. She's taking her Depixin in.
Do you like Scottish breakfast tea or English breakfast tea?
I like coffee.
Yeah, we don't really
Coffee's
drink
an
tea.
essential.
I haven't had tea in, oh God, years and years.
I actually used to drink Earl Grey tea when I did drink tea. But I drink coffee, I'm afraid.
And then there's builder's tea.
There's builder's tea, which is...
What is builder's tea again?
It's just super strong tea.
Super strong tea with lots of sugar.
Yeah.
Sort of thick. Yeah.
It's tricky.
Did, like, just an update on the goat escapades from last night.
He's terrible. So, one of the things I do every night before I leave the barn is I put it to bed, meaning I double check that the feed room door is shut, and it's shut every night, both doors, and then I shut the middle aisle door. So the middle aisle closes off Wallace's 2 stalls and the arena from the front of the barn, and it's very important that that is done, because at the moment there is no door on the front of the barn, so the entrance to the barn from the courtyard side is totally and utterly open all night. So I knew that when that goat got out last night, it couldn't go anywhere other than in the half aisle and into one of the horse stalls. So it wasn't going to go anywhere, and there wasn't really anything it could get into.
Was it a donkey or a goat?
Oh, well, the goat went first, naturally.
And then a donkey?
And then a few donkeys.
Is that why there's poop in that brand new stall this morning?
That's why there's poop in the brand new stall. Yeah.
He christened the stall mats.
Yeah, without being invited.
Oh dear. But no, they didn't get very far.
No. And I knew that, and one of the reasons you always have close-fitting doors on feed rooms is because it's very problematic if an animal goes in and gorges itself on food. It sets off a whole metabolic problem, and it can actually result in death. So I'm always very careful to make sure that I've shut the door, and then I shake the door handle to make sure it can't be opened.
And as a second line of defence, all the food is in silver
bins.
Silver bins with lids on the top. And we absolutely always remember to put the silver lids on.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Because it also keeps the mice out. So there. That was a lovely noise. Thanks for that.
Excuse me, sorry.
That was quite disgusting.
Are the rabbits out during the day?
Yes, they are.
When will the new piggies arrive?
Not sure about that at the moment. Have you seen the chaos we're in? We've got enough problems trying to get that little calf to eat.
Tori said, thank you for a great DD. And thank you.
What did I write about? Plants.
Plants.
My nemesis.
Where can she find it? Twilla Ashley Cates is asking where she can find a DD now.
On the website.
You can read, it's in the way, it's not actually called the Daily Doggy, it's just whatever Elizabeth posts around 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's normally the Daily Doggy.
But you can also see it on Discus, yeah?
That's the website.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing about the Daily Doggy is I've had to pick it up on behalf of CARLENE, and so I use CARLENE's constant contact, and I also use the email addresses that are in her AOL email account. She used to write on Blogger, but the problem with Blogger is the email that's registered with Blogger, she can't remember the password, and we don't have a way to recover it because that email hasn't been in use for a number of years. So we're slightly stuck with the whole Blogger situation. And I was speaking with Brittany, who is obviously far more IT inclined than I am, and we're trying to find a way to resurrect the blog side of it. It's it's tricky, but I'm hoping she'll be able to do it because it's well out with my capacity as an IT expert.
So people are on the edge of their seats, darling, around what you eventually did with the mouse in the sink.
Oh, I put it into a feed bin and put it in the floor.
You didn't put it in a feed bin?
I put it in the floor. Yeah, I put it into a feed pan. I left it, scooped it out of the feed pan, and I put it on the floor, and it went out the barn door.
Right, okay.
Probably just to come back in again. But it was so tiny. I actually was going to pick it up, right? And then I thought, if it bites me, then I have to go and get another rabies shot. And I thought, not doing that.
So apparently last night, Pringle actually lifted and opened the gate, then let himself back in, went to bed in the hay feeder, and at that time the 4 minis escaped.
Yeah, that's about right. And because when I got there, the gate was at a very jaunty angle. So the gate should be sitting like this, and it was sitting like that.
Was the mouse at Meredith?
Yes, it was in the feed sink. So the sink where we make all the hot mash.
But that's different than the feed room. It's in a different...
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not in with the grain. It just obviously had got itself into the sink and not back out again. And so I rescued it.
Okay.
And it was tiny, really minuscule, wee soul. It was terrified.
That's all I've got. Can you check I've got everything? Because I feel like...
Wilbur would be jealous. So Wilbur actually is
He's been really naughty at the moment.
Wilbur's actually been really quite obnoxious right now. But he's much bigger than obviously Delight. She's teeny tiny. But Wilbur has a problem getting through things, which is a surprise because he's a little stinker. But he just likes being at the forefront of any nonsense. And if you've noticed him when he's eating, he's so obnoxious. But none of the animals really particularly need, apart from Wilbur, yeah. So what they get at night time is really just a very low starch, low sugar feed. And it won't set anybody who's metabolic like Wilbur over the edge. And they all push each other around, but they all get enough, and they get their multivitamins through that. So they all have enough. The one that very often doesn't get what I would like him to have is Magnus. So I do sometimes hand feed him. I just take a couple of handfuls out of the nearest food receptacle and hand feed him. So he gets enough. And the horses all get fed in their stalls. And the goats get fed in their stalls, and the cow, Elvis goes outside because he is an absolute pain in the ass when it comes to feeding or trying to eat her dinner. So she gets fed inside with Woody, and I put quite a lot of water through Woody's food, not only because I like them all to have a bit of hydration, but because it takes them much longer to eat it, so it gives her a chance to eat her food. She doesn't get soaked dinner because firstly she's not used to it, and secondly we're just trying to get everything into her as quickly as possible. So that's everybody who gets fed on the barn at the moment. Yep. Oh, you want me to check these?
I think that's...
Yeah.
I think we're up to date.
Magnus is super. I really like Magnus. He's a nice wee thing. He follows me into the back because he knows fine well he can go and eat the secret hay bag that hangs outside Tanner's.
They do. I caught like 4 of them out there last night, like the naughty donkeys, the smaller ones, all of that little hay bag having a
secret snack.
Yeah, when you go out, they just look naughty, like they're up to something.
Yeah,
you know? And they all look at you like,
wasn't us.
Yeah, and then start eating again.
Yeah,
but it is. I mean, they're allowed to eat that, so it's okay.
Yeah, well, it is. It's part of their feed for the day. But there's only about 4 of them that know where it is, so it's.
I got a nice picture of one of them last night.
Yes.
Who was that?
I think it was Max.
It was Max.
Yeah, it
wasn't. Post that one.
I will. I need to get one of Magnus. He's my wee sweetie pie.
Okay. Where are all the Danes?
There's 2 through there, and there's Sizzle's in the house. But Sizzle's been out and about with us during the day, and the other 2 have been out and about down here as well. And Nick brought out Arlo and Ella as well. So I think the reason the bigger donkeys were being quite feisty this afternoon is because Dimitri has come back and he's been away for a while. So they're going to be realigning their herd hierarchy, and they'll probably be causing all sorts of trouble. But they've all been. It's a really nice herd we've got at the moment, and he came from the herd when it was nice and settled, so he'll fit in quite nicely. But they're probably just going to protest a little bit, as they like to do.
When will Carl be there? I mean, Carl
It's coming, I think, tomorrow.
oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
We think he's coming tomorrow. We're not 100% sure. We haven't heard yet, but that was the expected day.
All right. And is he going to stay in with Sizzle?
Yes, he will.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Although, you know, Sizzle, I think, quite likes having all the peace and quiet. And the White House to herself, she's got this enormous futon mattress, the old one that came off the futon. And my goodness, can that dog just spread out over the whole lot of it? And you go in to see her and check on her, and she puts her head up and goes, yep, hi, and then goes back to sleep again. But she was out. I started trying to scrape back. The hay is still frozen on the goat paddock that's underneath the camera on the driveway, and I've started pulling it back before I remove it. I don't want to put the goats on until I've got every bit of that hay up, just because it's been lying there for such a long period of time, and it will, you know, you don't know if
There is
it's
still ice on that path down there.
yeah, I know. So a lot of it's frozen, still frozen into the ground. So
But there's ice on the path from Tanner's barn up to through the parking pit.
yeah, I know.
It was quite thick down there
I know.
because there's a lot of water
So,
gathers.
so that's what I was just talking about, Susan. There's still a lot of ice on the ground, and the hay is stuck in the ice in the ground, the old hay. So I want to remove all of that because it's been there. It's been there since the snow, and I don't want any mold or any infection, any nasty bacteria sitting in there. So I want to get that all totally and utterly cleaned and sorted. That's that stable boy there it's probably Brittany who's in there sorting them all out.
How's Heather getting on?
Heather's doing well. I think she got a bit busy today, so I'm not sure if she managed to go in and see Carlene. Not sure about that, but she's getting on just fine.
Does that mean I get the night off? Yeah.
No.
No.
Why, are you going to cook a nice frozen pizza? No. Anyway, and the other thing is Heather's going to come, and we're putting a... Oh my goodness, I do have a video. I tried to send Linda the video that I took of walking up the driveway of the mail hut, and it said that the thing's too big. How do you send it?
Where
if
were
it's
you
too
sending
big?
it to?
I was sending it to her email.
Would you not be better just posting it on Facebook or something and send her the link?
Okay, I could maybe do that. Would that be better? I'll try and pop it. Oh, I could send it.
It's like, you want to? Is she trying to put it on the map?
No, what she's going to do is she's going to write instructions for Amazon.
In huge 10-foot letters. Next, put the mail here.
Oh, dearie
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and send that again. I actually took it the day that I said that I was going to. It's just I couldn't get it to go through because it keeps bouncing back because it says it's too big.
Yeah, I would just post it on Facebook or something. And
Okay. I shall do that. I might have to take a better video then. Tell you, modern technology.
okay.
Is there any... Yes, I can put it on Facebook and then you can see it from there. That's probably a good idea. And that will help us all out, baby.
Or you could put it on Goldies or something.
Oh, how do you put videos on
I have
Goldies?
no idea.
See, now you're asking the impossible. Gosh.
So I'm not sure you can put videos on there.
No, but other people manage.
Well, I think they put links to videos.
Oh,
Yeah. Or they embed them, which is beyond my skill set.
that sounds too tricky. Sounds too tricky. We are... What else are we doing tomorrow? It's Thursday. Thursday. Carl may or may not be coming. And Thursday's another day. And and unexpected, because everything's unexpected here, I think, to be quite honest. Although it would be quite nice if the goat could stay put tonight. That would be helpful.
We should probably put something around the bottom of that gate.
Like an electric wire.
Like barbed wire.
Barbed wire. We don't use barbed wire.
We should just put a chain around the bottom so we can't move the gate.
Yeah.
We are going to put a proper gate on there eventually, yeah?
Yes, because we're going to change the fencing.
Yeah, because the wooden stuff's...
Yeah, we'll be...
We need wooden stuff.
Yeah, we do need wooden stuff. Which will be good. And yes, so getting there faster than I ever expected, I might add. I think we've made great strides. Lots of progress. And we just need to tidy up all the mess we've made.
Alright, we better get on with it, darling.
Yes, we are. We shall go and play in the barn now.
Night.
And we'll be back tomorrow. And I will ask Gwen if Carlene's feeling better by Friday, if Gwen would maybe do a mail chat with her. If Gwen would be comfortable doing that. So we'll take it from there. Okie dokie. That's us. We shall see you tomorrow. Night night.